This is Jennifer, and you're with Soul Clarity Coaching. Ah, well, welcome. Welcome to the Great Ascension. We are at a turning point, and oh, thank heavens, it's finally come. Everybody, take a big deep breath. And just let those energies relax within you. So, this week, I want to talk about the shift in energies that are happening. It is finally, we're moving into a more positive energy, a more lighter energy, one that is actually welcoming in the miracles. I have said all of this year, I have said that 2023 is the year of miracles. And it really honestly is. Everything we've been talking about up until now has been laying the foundations. Now, if you're a light worker, you have been doing laying foundations for quite a few years now. Most of us had awakenings somewhere between last week and 2012. A large amount of people started waking up and realizing that what has been going on in the world isn't really working anymore. And that if humanity is going to step into this new world, and kid you not, we are in a new world. No matter how you look at it, no matter how much you don't look at it, the fact is we're in a new world. Technology has changed everything that's going on, from AI to medical tech and communications, and just the way we do business, all of it, the way we do relationships, everything has changed. And that is the big awakening, is realizing that we're not living in the same world we used to be, and that the world we have been living in for the last 50, 60, 100 years, we did a lot of damage to this world, and it's time to fix it. It's time. It can no longer continue the way it's been continuing. But the other part of the Great Awakening is the realization of just how many lies we are being told. Everywhere you look, someone has a different story and a different lie. And what these lies are reflections of trauma. So they are okay. So I had this vision earlier today, and it really made I had a memory come through to me today, and I'm going to share this. When I was a kid, my parents had in their bedroom one of those mirrors, the bathroom mirror that had the centerpiece that was solid on the wall, and then the door on either side, and they folded in. And remember, as a kid, if you figured out that you folded in these doors as close as you could, and somehow were in the middle of these mirrors, there was a reflection of yourself that just went on forever. And one of the things I loved to do as a kid is be in that center of those mirrors and just look into these mirrors, look into myself, look into all the different reflections of myself, and try and see the different angles. And I try and see how far into these reflections I could see. Well, what came to me today is that imagery. Think of it like it's almost like being in a fun house of mirrors, and there's all these different reflections. Many of us have had that experience. So that is kind of what all these trauma mirrors are, that are distorting our view of reality. And these trauma mirrors are what we actually have to heal, so that we can actually see clarity, reality, truth. Now, because there are so many trauma mirrors set up, and there's so many sources of those trauma mirrors, obvious ones are in the media. They are that's the obvious one. It's in the media. It's what we see in social media. Everybody knows that what you see on social media is not true. It's the highlight reel of the best of the best, of the highlight reel, right? It's not real life. It's not what people are actually going through. Or sometimes it's the lowest of the low, but it's not the everyday life. It's not the reality of life. What we hear on the news, the 5 o'clock news, 6 o'clock news, whatever you watch, it's not true. It's lies. And the news that if it was true, the news that you heard in one country would be the same as you heard in another country, because it's fact, but it's not. It's opinion. And opinion is not truth. opinion is individual truth with whatever intention. It is individual opinion comes through those trauma mirrors. Depends on what someone's truth that they identify with it. So these are what we're being shown when we look at our education system. Our education system is full of these trauma mirrors reflecting back and trying to, I think of the intention beside most educators and people who work in the education system have the intention of helping people navigate through their trauma mirrors to find their true purpose. The problem is these trauma mirrors are so extreme and so intricate that even though the people that are involved in the education system are trying, their own trauma mirrors are interacting with the collective trauma mirrors to create an entire environment that is not based on truth. It's based on lies. It's based on trauma. Okay. It's not based on truth of what we are and who we are and what we can be. So I guess this is my tangent today. So these trauma mirrors are everywhere. They're in our food. When you start going down, I call them rabbit holes of information. So when you start going down a rabbit hole of information, you start discovering just how deep the manipulation to create these trauma mirrors that we are not seeing truth for what it really actually is. We're reflected back trauma and drama and things like that. And we interact with each other based on these trauma mirrors. And so that is like the fun house that we're living in, the kaleidoscope that we're living in. And what we need to do now, we can see that that's not working. So those illusions need to be broken. And that's what we're doing right now. And we need to do them individually. And it's through doing them individually that we start breaking them out in the collective. So the individual work goes first, and then it's the collective. And so that's what we have been doing as light workers. We have been facing those trauma mirrors within ourselves, and then also helping other people see their trauma mirrors. That's generally at the root of what we're trying to do, and trying to shatter those so that we can see through to truth. And that's what I was seeing when I had this memory earlier today, and I was looking back and remembering sitting in that mirror kaleidoscope of all the different parts of me. And I had this, I could see through to the truth. I saw through to who I was. And I've always had this sense, this memory has come up to me before. And I remember even at the time, I always had the sense that that the truth was there. The truth, if I just kept looking hard enough and long enough, I'd find the truth. And that my journey in life was going to take me to that truth. And that truth is where I truly am. And today, in my meditation and my visions that I had, I saw that. I saw that truth coming to me. I saw all the mirrors shattering around me. And this is really what is happening, particularly right now, as in this week, as in this full moon. And really, actually, if you're watching it live, great. If this is what the energies are right now, if you end up watching this later and maybe the new moon was last week or 2 weeks or even 3 weeks ago, whatever, whenever you watch this, it is a message for what you're going through right now. What you're going through right now is shattering your trauma mirrors. You've been going, and really it's actually congratulations. You've been doing the work, and you're on the cusp now of the final shattering that shows through to the ray of truth. And that's where we are right now. All right. So a lot of us, I know myself, the last few weeks, I have been absolutely drained of energy. I'm so tired. And I've been irritable and irritated and like uncomfortable in my human body is how I've actually been feeling. And I'm aware enough to realize that I'm not angry with my husband. I'm not angry with my family. I'm not angry with where I live. I love where I live. I love my family. I love my husband. I love my life. I have a really good life. I love my life. Yes, there's things I want to continue pursuing and change in my life, but where I am right now, I love my life. So it's not about that. It's actually, that's not what was irritating me. What irritating was coming from deep inside. And what it was for me is this pressure of letting go my final, or I hope they're my final because I really am tired of having all these trauma mirrors. But it really was a shattering of these trauma mirrors that I have been going through. And it was the pressure buildup. We always build pressure before we have our breakthrough that takes us into that next level of awareness, that next level of awakening, that next level of conscious expansion, which is what we are going through, is a conscious expansion. And so that is the energies that are going on right now, is this pressure, this uncomfortable. I always picture, I picture some really famous, famous actors like Will Ferrell, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, or there's a number of them, right? You can go back and throwing an absolute fit. You know the scene, and there's dozens and dozens and dozens of movies that show the scene of somebody throwing an absolute tantrum fit with themselves. That is often how I see this pressure point that happens before you have the breakthrough to wisdom. You literally are having a tempered tantrum, wrestling fight, cursing, cussing, lying in a fetal position until you just surrender. Whatever reason you've been holding on to that trauma mirror, you finally surrender to it and it shatters. And you see the clarity and you move through it, and it all just opens up, and now it's no longer there. And that is what has been going on. And we've been doing that over and over and over, and especially the last 2 months, the energy, solar energy lineup has been really pushing that energy onto Earth. It's been an extreme acceleration for doing this. Part of that is because we are really on a technology evolutionary leap that's happening, and it's coming up on us so fast, people, so fast, and it's really easy not to see it. It's really easy to tune it out, right? It's like I checked out Chat GPT and played around with it. This is AI technology, right? So I started playing with that. It's cool. I'm like, yeah, but it's got its limitations. It takes everything I do and makes it bland, right? It vanillas everything that I make. Everything becomes blah. And it's very, instead of having a little spice to the way somebody speaks or the little spice to the way someone writes, it just kind of makes it very politically correct, very emotionally sensitive across the board, and really just it just washes out the message. That's kind of what it does, right? And so it's very easy to take that technology and go AI. Nah, AI is not at it. But that as a piece of AI that is actually reaching my hands to be used or not used, whatever your choice is, right, is not even remotely close to the AI technology and other technology that is actually functioning in production on the horizon. We are on this horizon of a technology explosion. And many of us are sitting there going, I don't really see it. I'm still getting up, going to work, not doing anything. Everything's the same as it was. Yeah, we had that whole COVID thing, and people are still a little, we germ awareness and everything, but really life is the way it's always been. You're in denial because it's going to slam us hard over the next 6 months. 6 months from now, the world is going to be different. That's how fast this is really changing. And we're in this real crunch pressure point that's going to go on. That is why the energies have been so strong for the last few months, really pushing us. A lot of light workers I know have had really a lot of breakthroughs, and behind every breakthrough was that trauma point that they went through. Okay. And so I'm telling you, all you light workers that are out there that are listening to this message, and you know what I mean, you have been doing the work, you've been having the breakthroughs, and you're like, oh, life's been going good. There has still been this resistance that you've been up against. That is the resistance that's breaking away right now. This new moon that's coming up is kind of the marking of a shift that's happening on a planetary collective, energy collection and a conscious awareness, like it coming in from the cosmos, this cosmic energy, all of it. This is the brakes are off and we're going to roll now, and life is really going to accelerate. So everything we have been doing up until now has been laying foundations, getting ourselves ready, formulating this, formulating that. And this, we're in a time period now where the brakes are coming off and we're going to start rolling, and things are just going to start coming and coming and coming. And everything that you've been working on to manifest, every vibration that you've been healing and leveling up and moving through, all those trauma mirrors that you've released, the fruit of that is going to start coming through. It's going to start collecting in your life. Financial rewards are going to start coming in over the next few months. Relationships are going to shift. Okay. And you're going to have amazing relationships, alignment happening. Whether it be the relationship you're already in, or maybe you'll move into different social crowds or old ones. Like, there's just going to be a massive shift and in how you do relationships. It's also going to be a massive shift in health. Your physical health, how you care for your body, all those things that you've been trying and trying and trying to do. You're going to have the breakthroughs, and they're going to start working for you. They're going to start moving through. That is what we're moving into over the next few months. There's an acceleration of it. So whatever you are, if that acceleration has started for you, fantastic. Enjoy the ride, because this is going to be good. Great, store up your energy and go. I myself, I can feel this energy coming. I can see it shaping. I've seen opportunities, and I've seen the shifting of the cosmos, the universal alignment happening. But I am still in this building my energy so that I can be in it. I'm still shifting my internal vibration is where I have been sitting. So with that, take a big deep breath. So if you've been feeling tired, anxious, having emotionally roller coastered, or really even, it's not emotional roller coaster that I've been experiencing, it's more deadpan. It's more like this, yeah, nothing really matters. Everything's going to be all right. And no real energy and punch behind it. That's where I've been. And that is your body's vibration shifting. It is stabilizing that shift, rejuvenating its energies right down to the cells. Because remember, over the last couple of years, especially this last year, and I've noticed it been accelerating. I swear, like the last few years, I mean, I do DNA activations for people all the time. I've run classes on DNA activation, cellular memory healing, soul memory healing, things like that. Been doing that for years. But the amount of that information that is coming out, it's everywhere. And over the last year, especially, every month, there's more and more and more and more and more of it. All right. And that's because that's what's happening. Our DNA is upgrading. Our cellular energy is upgrading. It is recharging its energies right now, ready for this big shift that's happening. All right. So if you are still like me, where you have this flatness feel, this, maybe there's even a little anticipation, like something's coming, or maybe there's like, it's funny. It's like, I could be angry about that, but really I don't have the energy to be angry about that. It's not worth it anymore. There's just this flatline feeling. Or maybe you are in the drama of it, and these dramas are really sharply coming up into your face. The lessons of life have really, those ones that, as healers, as light workers, we do a lot of work on ourselves. We do a lot of healing. And one of the things I've noticed happening over the last couple of years has been a lot of people, a lot of issues going, but I dealt with that. I already know that. Why am I still dealing with this issue? Why am I still having that? it's because we're cleaning up the fine tuning. We're being polished. So yes, you probably healed the majority of it, but there's a nugget in there that's been collected, and it's probably a whole. For myself, it was a whole lot of little pebbles that came together to collect one big block that I needed to burst through, and that's what I've been going through. And so that could be what's going on with you too. And if that's the case, give yourself time, give yourself rest. Um, this is another one as a light worker. I notice this every single time when I am trying to burst my way through a block. I cannot meditate. I am so distracted from any kind of meditation, any kind of connection with spirit. I connect with different beings, like all of the, it's like, no, it really, I have a hard time getting myself to sit down and do that connection. Right now, this is when you go through that. For myself, when I need to do work, but I'm in this place where I'm avoiding my spirituality, I do have rituals that I fall back on that immediately put me into the space that I can continue to do my work and I can actually connect in. Um, and so if that's what's going on with you, pull back, reach back and pull out those routines. Go back to the basics. Remember to breathe. Remember to open up the heart. Remember to sit in present moment. Feel what you're feeling. That's the other thing that's really increasing right now is the actual physical impact of feeling people's energy, and their, particularly their emotion, which is energy and motion, right? Really, for myself, I've been really feeling that hard. And it's made it quite difficult for me to go out and socialize. In the past, I was able to shield myself more, and those shields, it's not that they're not there, it's that I don't really want them. I want to feel this energy. I want to understand this energy. I want to use this energy. I want to learn how to surf the energy. I actually have an image in one of my social posts, I think, of a astronaut surfing, and that's really what you need to master right now, is how to surf those energies. As we are becoming more aware, there's going to be a lot more. That's kind of the next phase that's going into here, is you're going to see a lot more people channeling different alien beings, different organizations, different all sorts of different things, just a lot more channeling, a lot more connection with the other side of the veil. All right. What is happening is our soul memories are starting to open up, and this is what we want. The big, I've really come to the understanding that one of the things that really has to happen in order for us to break through this karmic looping cycle that we've been stuck in here on Earth. This is what Earth is about. It's that karmic recycling. In order to break through that, we have to heal where our memories have been altered. We have to heal where our memories have been suppressed. So we want our soul memories to come back. And when our soul memories start to come back, it happens through dreaming, whether it be just dreams, nightmares, things like that, of processing information. It can be lucid dreaming, astral traveling, remote viewing, telepathic experiences, and it can be connecting with loved ones that have passed on, connecting with earthbound spirits in general, connecting with our higher self, our spirit guide team, other light workers, the angels, the archangels, the masters, the guides. Like, there's different levels of guides, all of that. You're going to see a lot more of that coming through for people. And that is why I'm encouraging you to not put up the shields unless you really are in dark center. If you're really working in low dark energies, then yes, of course, you need your shields. But if you've been doing the light worker work, it's time to let those shields down a little bit and start feeling the energies, the energy in motion. We want to start feeling it and using it to navigate ourselves. Think of it like you're going through a path through the forest, but drama, any kind of drama, let me tell you, any kind of drama is a road sign of where not to go. So think of it, I like to think of drama as like bumpers on the sides of the path. Whenever I veer off the path in the wrong way, the drama is going to reveal to me it's not the right way. Get back over here. Get back on your path, going your direction. So drama was like the bumper cars of your life path. If you run into drama, get out of the drama. How do you get out of the drama? You heal the trauma that's associated with it. Okay, so that you can break those trauma mirrors and see through to truth. And the only place that you find truth nowadays is by getting in touch in the center of yourself, in your own present moment, and listening to that source of yourself that knows whether it's true or not. And that sensitivity is what we're trying to really develop right now. I gave you a lot in this video, I think. Again, I wasn't, when I do these videos, just so you know how I do them, I don't actually do a lot of preparation for them. I kind of do. I get into my space and I connect with my guides, and then it's a matter of how much I can open up and let it come through. And so that's what I try and do is I just, all right, I'm of service. Let me be of service. Whoever needs to feel whatever message, let them hear it now. Use me to share that message. So if you're listening to this video, then what I've been saying resonates and is meant for you. No matter when you've been listening to this, it's meant for you. And that's how spirit works. And again, I cannot stress enough how much we are in the very cusp of that crest of the hill, the top of the mountain, when the little engine that is going up the mountain and all of a sudden it gets to the peak and it goes whoosh, down the other side. We're just coming up to that peak. We're just crawling over the top of it. Some of us are, that's the energy that's going on right now. And it's anticipation, it's exhaustion, it actually makes you question a lot of yourself as well. You might be questioning yourself. And the advice that I've been trying to give through here is go back to the basics. Go back to the roots of your spiritual growth. Go back to that breath, heart, presence, feel, connect, and connecting with the earth, because we are going through this with the earth, the natural world. We want to be very much in tune with the natural world. So the artificial world, which is the technology that's coming down, that's slowly, that the brakes are coming off of it and it's coming out. All right, over the next 6 months, it's coming out. And we're going to see a lot of it. That technology side needs to be managed through the laws of nature. And it's us light workers connecting, keeping our connection strong with nature, that is going to guide that for the betterment of humanity. All right. Yeah, the shift in power that has needed to happen in the world has happened behind the scenes. It's there, but there's still a lot of transition that we're going through. It's not over with. Remember, we are going through this. It's a long period. We've been in it for a long time. We started in the 90s. Actually, the late 80s we started, and it built. 2012 was when it peaked. And that's when the transition, that's when the Great Awakening for most of us happened. Now it's a matter of us facing and healing our traumas and everything. That was the peak. And now it's coming down the other side. And really, it does not come in balance until 2030. So we are in that transformational time. And what does that mean? I'll just take a minute. So here's understanding how history plays itself out. When we were in school, we learned about the Industrial Revolution. They gave us a year. It gave us a time period. And they said, and I don't remember what they were, but it was like we were farmers. And the way it's presented and the way I remember receiving it is like we were farmers, and under the feudal system, and then all of a sudden we were factory workers. And that's what was going on in our whole society, restructured stuff, and was factory workers. And in my head and education, growing up and everything, I thought, okay, well, one day we were that, and then we were that. That's what's happening right now. And it does not happen in a day. It does not happen in a year. It happens over a period of time. It happens over a number of generations. And that is what's happening right now. We are in this, like the future of humanity, whoever or whatever inhabitates this earth and none is looking at the history that has played out in this planet. This is going to be one of those monumental changes, just like we went from feudal system into industrialization. I think that's how it went. I don't know. I'm not the greatest with history, but anyhow, that concept that it didn't happen overnight. We're in it. It happens over a period of time. Okay. And really, what has been, there's a 30-year frame of intensity. So it's like we've gone along like so humanity kind of rolled along under the, and then it started to go up. Technology started coming out. Things started changing. The turn of the century and all that. Awareness started opening up, and it kind of kept changing and changing like this. And then late 80s, it went like this. It just spiked, and it's been this massive spike at the top of humanity. That's what's going on. We're in that last final spike. 2030, we will have the world will be so different. The new world will be here. And what we're going through right now is that transitional period. And so that's what this whole process of awakening has been. I think I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon because this is going deeper and deeper, and I don't want to do that on this video right now. So what I want to say is the collective time period that I've been talking about, the year of miracles, because this is the year of miracles. You've been laying your foundations. You've been doing your healing. Right now, you're doing your resting, recharging. Trust in the process. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in your vibration. Sit with it, connect with it, be with it. Let it be you. And right around the corner, and I'm talking like next week, you're going to start feeling this acceleration happen in your life again. And you're going to come back to life, and you're going to feel, and that is this big shift that's going to go up. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video, and share it. Check out the rest of my work on soulclarity.ca. Love you all. Oh, finally, I will make an announcement because it's coming out. I am going to be at the Vancouver Psychic Fair in June 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, I think is the dates. It's this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, full days. I am there doing readings the entire time. I am really getting excited about doing this. I was really nervous when I signed up because I'm like, that's a lot. I haven't done a trade show. I have not done a trade show easily since 2014. And I'm not sure why. I felt the need to do this one. So I am looking forward to seeing so many people at that show. I am putting together special offers for, even if you decide not to do a reading at the show, I'm putting out some special offers together that'll be coming out right around the same time, right in honor of that show. So yeah, that's my big thing. Anyhow, love you all. Subscribe, like, follow me. Great to see you. So happy to be in this ascension process with you. Hope, love you all. Bye.